Just a quick message. This clip you're about to watch on my Stop Retiring Wrong channel are my words and books and educational events, but they're filtered through AI. But I am real, and my clients and their issues are very real, and my research is not AI. And I want to be very transparent with you as you take advantage of this only psychotherapist curated tool available that intersects fulfillment and finances and reframes the second half of your life into something that truly our parents and our grandparents never could even have imagined. So, congratulations.
Now, let's talk about a phrase you've probably heard 1,000 times across every single money blog and news outlet: retire as soon as you have the money. We've been systematically conditioned to think that retirement is strictly a math problem, a cold game of numbers where if the spreadsheets line up, you just pack your desk, grab the gold watch, and effortlessly sail into a peaceful sunset. But as a licensed therapist who walks people through major life transitions every single day, I see the hidden side of retirement that people don't talk about on financial podcasts: the identity crises, the sudden crushing boredom, and that haunting feeling of waking up on a random Tuesday morning only to realize you have absolutely no idea who you are anymore. The reality is that financial wealth does not automatically equal emotional health. If you can answer yes to the 6 deeply psychological questions we are going to go through today, you aren't just financially ready to retire, you are psychologically prepared to thrive in your next chapter. But if you answer no to even one of these questions, stepping away from your career right now might be the single biggest emotional mistake of your life. Let's figure out exactly where you stand right now. Question 1. The identity shift. Question number 1. Can you confidently answer the question, "Who am I?" without mentioning your job title or professional achievements? In my clinical practice, I see this painful struggle constantly. For 30 or 40 years, you've been the manager, the engineer, the teacher, or the executive, meaning your entire brain chemistry has been wired to receive validation from your daily productivity and status. When someone asks you at a social gathering what you do, you have an immediate, proud answer that anchors your position in society. But what truly happens to your self-worth when that title completely disappears from your life? When you no longer have projects to manage or goals to crush, a profound psychological void can open up. True readiness means your self-worth isn't tied to a corporate email address, a daily to-do list, or the respect of your colleagues. If you can look in the mirror today and know your intrinsic value as a human being separate from your labor, that is your first definitive yes. It means you are retiring to a life, not just running away from a job. Question 2, the structure of time. Question number 2, do you have a concrete, realistic plan to fill over 40 hours of completely empty space every single week without feeling intensely guilty? Let's be completely honest with ourselves for a moment. The idea of waking up with absolutely nothing to do sounds like absolute heaven when you're burnt out on a stressful Thursday afternoon. But human psychology fundamentally thrives on structure, routine, and predictability because our brains are evolutionary machines designed to solve problems. When you retire, you suddenly inherit an extra 2,000 hours of free time every single year, and that blank calendar can quickly become terrifying. At first, it genuinely feels like a wonderful vacation where you sleep in, read, and watch the news. But by week 3, the vacation vibe completely wears off and the walls start closing in on you. To answer yes to this question, you need to have a structure ready to deploy. It doesn't mean you need a packed, hectic schedule, but it means you know exactly how you're going to anchor your mornings and afternoons so you don't drift into a toxic fog of aimlessness. Question 3, the social ecosystem. This brings us directly to question number 3. Is your primary social circle completely independent of your current workplace or industry? We grossly underestimate how much of our daily human connection happens completely passively at work. The casual chat by the water cooler, the venting sessions with a colleague after a brutal meeting, and the shared laughs during lunch is tiny microdoses of dopamine and connection that keep our minds healthy and grounded. When you retire, that entire built-in social ecosystem completely vanishes overnight, and the silence in your daily life can be deafening. Many new retirees face a profound, unexpected wave of loneliness because they realize their close friends were actually just proximity acquaintances tied together by a shared payroll. If you already have deep, active friendships, community groups, or hobby circles that have absolutely nothing to do with your career, you can confidently check yes here. Your social health will remain intact because you have a network that values you for who you are, not what you produce. Question 4, the shared space dilemma. Question number 4 gets a little close to home for a lot of people. Have you and your partner or family deeply discussed the psychological reality of being around each other 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? This is a classic scenario in family therapy that caught thousands of couples off guard. One partner retires, and suddenly the delicate, time-tested balance of the household completely shifts because you are used to having your own domain and space for 8 to 10 hours a day. Now, you are constantly in each other's physical, visual, and emotional space, which can turn even the smallest habits into major irritation points. It's a beautiful opportunity for deep reconnection, yes, but it's also a breeding ground for severe domestic friction if it's not communicated openly. To answer yes here, you need to have had real, transparent, and perhaps uncomfortable conversations about boundaries. Do you have your own designated space in the house? Do you have independent hobbies? Loving someone deeply doesn't mean you have to absorb every single second of their day, and mutual independence is what makes a retirement partnership actually survive. Question 5, the spending anxiety. Our fifth question deals with your money, but from a purely psychological and behavioral angle. Are you mentally prepared to transition from a saving mindset to a spending mindset without experiencing intense anxiety? For 3 or 4 decades, your brain has been intensely trained to do one specific thing: accumulate, save, and invest. Every single month, you watched your savings grow, and that growth represented safety, security, and absolute control over an unpredictable world. It became your psychological safety blanket. The exact day you retire, that decades-old dynamic completely flips on its head, and the money stops flowing in while it starts flowing out. Even if you have millions on paper, watching your bank balance decrease every month can trigger an ancient, deep-seated survival fear in your scarcity-prone brain. If you can look at your retirement fund and genuinely view it as a well-deserved tool to be used and enjoyed, rather than a video game score that must always go up, then you have the psychological maturity to handle this transition. That's a massive, necessary yes. Question 6, the legacy and what's next. Finally, question number 6, perhaps the most vital, soul-searching question of them all. Are you running toward a specific, exciting future, or are you just running away from a toxic, exhausting job? There is a massive, life-altering psychological difference between escaping a bad situation and building a meaningful life from scratch. If you are retiring solely because you hate your micromanaging boss, because you are tired of the grueling daily commute, or because the corporate stress is giving you headaches, I completely understand and validate you. Those are incredibly valid reasons to leave a specific job, but they are not necessarily valid reasons to completely retire from active life. Retiring now means you have a magnetic vision pulling you forward into the future. It might be writing that book you've put off, volunteering for a cause that makes you weep, mastering a brand new craft, or deeply investing your wisdom into your grandchildren's lives. It has to be something that pulls you out of bed with genuine excitement every single morning. If you have that internal pull, answer yes. Let's tally them up right now. 6 deeply psychological questions. If you answered yes to all 6, you aren't just financially ready. You are standing on the precipice of the most rewarding, fulfilling chapter of your human existence. You have carefully constructed the emotional guardrails, the social safety net, and the internal clarity required to handle the massive shock of this transition. Go ahead and make the leap with absolute confidence because you have earned every single bit of it. But if you found yourself hesitating, making subtle excuses, or answering no to a few of these questions, please listen to me carefully as a professional. Don't view that realization as a failure or a sign that you are broken. Instead, view it as an incredibly valuable diagnostic roadmap for your mind. Take the time right now to actively work on those emotional gaps while you still have the security of your job. Start building deep friendships outside of work this week. Find a hobby or passion project that completely consumes your thoughts this weekend. Talk to your partner openly tonight about how your daily routines will look. You must prepare your mind with the exact same meticulous care and precision that you use to prepare your financial bank account. Thank you for spending this valuable time with me today. If this therapist-backed perspective helped you see your future a little more clearly, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let's navigate life's biggest transitions together, completely grounded, aware, and prepared for what's next. The host remains on screen with a calm, reassuring posture, or a clean, highly readable text slide appears displaying the full disclosure text. As a final reminder before we close out today's video, I want to reiterate